So in this period or in this part of the video, we are going to study about the periodic classification of elements. Periodic classification of elements that we are going to study about. So we use lot of elements in our daily life. We use lot of elements in our daily life, right? Like we use gold, we use mercury in thermometer, we use aluminum vessels, steel vessels. If you take, then we use a lot of silicon we use in electronic devices. Then we use gases. Gases we use here, noble gases we use. Many of the elements we use in our daily life. See, all these elements actually, they were discovered long back. They were discovered long back. Long back in the sense around 100 years back, if you take 1 century back, if you take, they were discovered. Some were discovered more than that. If you take. See, all these elements actually, they have some similar properties, but they are not exactly same. They are not exactly same. They have certain common properties and certain specific properties. See, if you see gold and mercury, I told you already. We have learned that the properties of elements can be judged or predicted by number of electrons present in the valence shell. ವೇಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವೊಂದು ಪ್ರಿಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನ. If valence electron present in the element is 1, we can tell that it is a metal and a highly reactive metal. So if you take the aluminum, the valence electron of aluminum, the outermost electron, valence shell, we have 3 electrons, means it is less reactive. So like that, if we like that, we will tell predict some properties. Like that, if you see, they have these metals have some certain common property, and they have some special property. I told you gold and mercury. The difference between gold and mercury is only 1 electron. So 79 is gold, and atomic number 80 is mercury. The difference is only 1 electron. That 1 electron gives a property of shining nature, non-corrosive nature to the gold. And if you take mercury, again it has different properties. So color, if you take, this is gray color, that is yellow color. Like that, we can see the many differences and the common properties also. Like this, lot of elements were discovered during this last century. But see, they were not classified. Some of the elements, some discovered some elements. A lot of discovery has been happened. So all that discoveries, they put together and they segregated on their properties, on the basic properties. They segregated these elements. So earlier what they done is just metals and non-metals. They were segregated in metals and non-metals, but that was not a very good classification. Like that, to take what is the need of classification? Why they have classified? So why they classified the elements? So there is a reason. So to know the properties of the elements. To predict the properties. To compare the properties of elements. So there is many reasons for the classification of itself. So compare. So to find the relationship between two elements, like that, they have certain reason for the classification. So these are classified. Actually, I thought earlier metas and non-metas, but this classification was not so good. Only metas and there are some noble gases. There are some highly reactive elements. All in the modern periodic table, what we are studying now means in this chapter we are going to study about the last part, modern periodic table. So whatever the periodic table we are referring in this now, that is with. So they have removed all the demerits. They have tried to remove all the demerits and classify the elements, but also there are some demerits in that also. Understood? So we will see the history of the classification of elements. So this chapter usually it appears for 4 marks in the exam, but this year the syllabus has been reduced now, so it carries more marks. Remember. So we start with the first classification. So earlier, no, William Prompt started to classify the elements. Started to classify the elements on the basis of the atomic mass. See, on the basis of atomic mass of the elements, they classified they tried to classify the element. William Prompt was the first scientist who actually he started the classify on the basis of their atomic mass. The first widely accepted theory of classification was proposed by W.J. Dobbe-Reiner. J.W. Dobbe-Reiner. He classified the elements. He tried to classify the elements on the basis of their atomic mass. So, J.W. John Wolfgang Dobbe-Reiner, third next. So remember J.W. Dobbe-Reiner. So whatever he classified, that was named as Dobbe-Reiner's law of triad. Dobbe-Reiner's law of triad. What it is? Dobbe-Reiner's law of triad. Dobbe-Reiner's law of triad. What he did, I told you already. On what basis they did the periodic table? So classification was done by atomic mass. What he done is, at his time, whatever the elements were discovered, whatever the elements were discovered, no, all he took and he studied those elements, and what he did is he took chemically similar elements. Means he took the elements whose property were similar. He took three elements whose properties were same in the sense similar. He took three elements which having the same property, and he named it as triad. He took three elements which were similar in properties, and named it as triad. Named it as triad. Named it as triad. Named it as triad. Element A, element B, element C. So I'll give an example of elements like here. He took A element as chlorine. Chlorine he took. So chlorine, the atomic mass is 35.5, and he took here bromine. Br bromine, atomic number 80.5. So I hope it is 80.5 only. So it is 80. 80. Then he took iodine. Iodine 127. Atomic mass is 127. So whatever I written is, he took three elements which were similar in their property. He took three elements like chlorine, bromine, and iodine. He took three. So not only this element, he took many elements like barium, strontium. He took barium, strontium, and calcium. Barium, strontium, and calcium. He took all that he took. It is given in your textbook. Go through the textbook. One example I will give you now. So here he took three elements, arranged the elements, arrange these elements in increasing order. Increasing order of their atomic mass. Atomic mass. I hope you are getting my point. So I hope you are getting my point. So raise your hands if you have any doubt or something like. So he arranged. He took three elements which were chemically similar, and he arranged these elements in increasing order of their atomic mass. In increasing order, he arranged. See here, element A, chlorine, 35.5. Element B, it was bromine, that is 80. So element iodine, that is 127. If you take these three elements, they are chemically similar. They are called as halogens. Now we call it as halogens. Halogens ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು present according to the latest modern periodic table. So halogens ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. They have a similar property. They arrange the elements in increasing order of their atomic mass, and he stated he proposed this law. I love this. He proposed his law. So we'll see that what is the law. So he proposed what he proposed? He proposed that the average sum of, he proposed that when elements are chemically similar elements in the group of three, when they were arranged in increasing order of their atomic mass, the sum of average mass of element A and element C was nearly or approximately nearest or equal to the atomic mass of the middle element. See here. Sum of average mass of element A and C was approximately nearest or equal to the element B. So this was the theory. It was proposed. The sum of average mass. The sum of average mass of element A and element C was approximately nearest or equal to the element B. He told. So I hope you understood the theory, understood the law. It's very important law. So this was this is only called as law of triad. Law of triad and thirty. It's only called as law of triad. This is triad, A, B, C. It's a triad. Chemically similar elements were placed in this triad. Understood? So we'll see how he did it. So he took B. B is equal to A plus C divided by 2. According to this proposed law, according to law of triad, B is equal to A plus C divided by 2. So what is the A means how much? 35.5. B is how much? Sorry, C is 127. So 2. So calculate it. How much it comes to? I hope it's 162, I think. 162.5. See, 162.5. So divide it. How much it comes? So means 80 nearest to 81, alva? 81.25. 0.25. See here. If you see this, see what I told. What is he proposed? Sum of average mass of element A and element C. Element A and element C was approximately nearest or equal to the element B. So if you take what is the atomic mass of element B? That is 80. It was very nearest. Nearest to the element B. This theory was proposed. Understood? This he proposed. But what happened is this type of classification was not able to do for all the elements. Whatever the element which were discovered during the Darwin's time, this law was not applicable for all the elements which were discovered during the time of Darwin. That was the main drawback of this law of triad. Right on that. So I'll give one more, like one more triad. You see, check it, check that also. You will do it. Oxygen, nitrogen, and oxygen, nitrogen. Sorry, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen. Carbon, oxygen. So if you see, the atomic mass of carbon is 12, atomic mass of nitrogen is 14, atomic mass of oxygen is 16. Similarly, arrange the elements in increasing order of their atomic mass. Whatever the element I gave, 3 elements, group 1 triad I gave you, that is carbon, nitrogen and oxygen. Arrange the elements in increasing order of like this. Make a triad by writing A, B, C and writing the atomic number, atomic mass, and calculate it and tell me the answer. Equal बनता है. I hope it equal ना? Yeah, it is equal. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ 14 ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬಂತಾ? So 14 ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬಂತು. Shreya Hegde attended the class, yeah? Shreya?
Yes, sir.
So ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ಆನ್ಸರ್? 14 ಬಂತಲ್ವಾ? Whatever the elements I given, can you they have same similarity? The element which I gave you, they have similarities. They have any similarity or they are different?
Sir, some different.
Different. Can you tell me what is the difference between these 3 elements?
Sir.
Okay, we'll ask somebody else then. Huh?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, who will tell? Rashmi? Or Pannaga, can you tell? Who will tell? Raise your hands. Is there any different or they are same, similar elements, similar chemicals? They are non-metal. Bharati is telling they are non-metal. Okay. Means they are similar. They are similar. ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? Rashmi?
Carbon is solid, sir.
Very good. Carbon is a solid. So, as your friend said, Rashmi said exactly what she said is right. Carbon is a solid. Other two are gases over there. According to the law, these 3 elements are triad, no doubt. According to the law, these three elements are, no doubt, they are triad. But what I told you, during the starting of this theory, I told you he took 3 elements which were similar in their properties, but they do not have similarity. Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, they do not have similarity. They are not similar element. That's why. Means what is this? This was the drawback. Means this law was not applicable for all the elements which were discovered during the time. This is the drawback of the Dauberiner's law of triad. The first foremost drawback is this law was not applicable for all the elements which were discovered. This law was not applicable for all the elements which were discovered during his time. Is it clear? So this was the this law was, that's why this law was rejected. This law was rejected by the other scientists. ನೋಡಿ ಈ ಲಾ ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So scientist told that somebody will discover something, but there are people who 10 other scientists who will tell that whatever you told is not right. It is right, maybe right for some elements, but not right for all the elements. ಹಾಗೆ ನೀವು ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಒಬ್ರು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಥಿಯರಿನ ಪ್ರಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಹುಡುಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ತಂಡ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ನೀವ್ ಏನೇ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಏನೇ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಮಗದು ಸರಿ ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ, ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅದ್ರ 10 ಜನ ನೋಡೋ ರೀತಿನೇ ಬೇರೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಥಿಯರಿ ಪ್ರಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಏನ್ ಡ್ರಾಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹುಡುಕ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟೀಸ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಯಾರು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಯೋಜನೆನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಜನರಿಗೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ ಯೋಜನೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಡ್ರಾಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಹುಡುಕುತ್ತೆ. ವಿರೋಧ ಪಕ್ಷ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಹುಡುಕುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು, ವಿರೋಧ ಪಕ್ಷನೂ ಬೇಕು, ಆಡಳಿತ ಪಕ್ಷನೂ ಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಹಾಗೆ ಇದು ನಾವೇನೋ ಒಂದು ಥಿಯರಿ ಪ್ರಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಬಟ್ 10 ಜನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ಸ್ ನ ಹುಡುಕ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಹುಡುಕಿದಾಗ ಇದು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಿದ್ದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಲಾ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಬಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ theory proposed. We'll move to the next theory. So if you have any doubt regarding this theory, please ask the question. So we'll end this meeting. I will send one more link. So thank you. So 52 students are here. All 52 should be present in second class also, because I am sending the link now. Thank you.